everyone, Breachy here again. Welcome to episode 8 today, guys. So for this episode, we've got the getting started part 2. So we're going to go quite a few different bits and pieces. That'll be the first segment today. Go through my bike, basically what I've done to it since you saw it last, getting it ready for 2017. I made a few different changes on that, so just showing you through that one quickly. And also have a lap of the Warrnambool motocross track. So getting that in while I can, because they've changed the rules in relation to GoPro and stuff with MA events. So something I might talk about later on in another episode. But yeah, so let's get started and get into it. All right, so getting started part 2, guys. So for this today, we went through some just basic stuff off the MV page last time for part 1. So this time for part 2, I'm just going to go into a little bit more because I've been going through this with my brother, who's just decided he's going to start racing the Western regions with me this year out in Vic. So it's the first time for him, so he's getting his license and all that good stuff. And I just forgot how much there is involved in getting started and getting into racing. So I'm going to go through a few things and try and give you guys a bit of a hand on where to look and where to find stuff. So the first thing is getting a club membership. So you need to get a club membership from a MV or an MA affiliated club. So you can go onto their webpage and there is a list of clubs that actually are MA affiliated. So you can join one of those clubs. The easiest way to do that is to go onto what they call, the website's called Ridernet. It's an internet company that obviously they use to do memberships and license and stuff. So basically log on to that. It'll give you a page, which I'll put up in a minute. It'll ask you to either log on, whether you're a previous person or you've got a license number and whatever else. If you haven't, you just start with the getting started part and then you go into it, click on the getting started part, and then what you want to do is apply for a membership. So even for this year myself, I'm a member of the Colac Motorcycle Club. I actually did mine from the track earlier on in the year via Ridernet, which was really easy once it goes through. Once they approve it from their end, then MAMV have a copy of that and the fact that you are a paid up member of a club. Once you've done that, the next thing is you need a racing license. So from a seniors perspective, I don't know much about juniors, but I'll try and find someone for in the future for an episode to explain a bit more about the junior side of stuff. But from a seniors perspective, basically once you've got that membership, you go on, you apply through Ridernet again. And that should give you, once you've done your membership, a log-on number or a number to utilise. So basically you log back on through that, apply for a race licence, okay? So if you're a senior going for an national open licence because you want to race the regions or the Vics or whatever else, you basically start that process. So there's a whole heap of fields you'll fill out to go for your licence. The membership side of it will already be partly there because it should already be done via the internet site. So basically, obviously, that's where you go through that license process. So far, I found it's reasonably easy. It's all in one place then, which is good. And it comes out pretty quick. So I think mine came out this year. I just renewed my license through there. And my brother did his. And I think within a week, I had my license in my hand. So it does happen pretty quickly, which is really good. Saves you posting things to them, posting and then them sending them back. And if there's any mistakes, at least you know when it's online, it's all done properly. So for anyone who's a little bit computer illiterate, it isn't too bad once you log on. I will put some pictures up and around of this while we're going as well. So hopefully you get a bit better of an idea. Obviously then the next thing we need to do is get a race number. So depending on the class, capacity, your age, whatever else as to what you're going to race. So for my brother, he's racing the Open C grade class on his RM250. So he's racing that. So he needed a number, I think it's from 500 up to 999. It also tells you this on the page when you click into all this stuff to find that. So basically you find this on the Motorcycling Victoria page. So you go to the Motorcycling Victoria page, find the little bit that says race numbers. For motocross, you go into that. You then look at it gives you a whole list of stuff of what to do. It tells you what numbers are available. Search down till you find that number. You pick 3 numbers, so 3 preferable numbers that are still available at that stage. You then go down to the bottom of the form, click apply for a race number. It'll ask you your details, your license number, all that sort of stuff. then it'll give you the preference 1, 2, and 3. So it'll give you your 3 preferences that you put in for your race numbers. Submit that. My brother again found that within a couple of days, they confirmed his race number and he got the priority he wanted, which he was really happy with. So he's running 622 and I'm running 623. So that's pretty cool. From there, the other thing you're probably going to need to start racing is a transponder. So basically this is a device that it's attached to the bike for race days to allow them to count the laps you do, where you are, your position, your times and all that sort of stuff, which it is really cool. So going through that, you've got 2 options. You can either buy one and get a subscription, or you can hire one from the club or from at the race meet. The issue with that is if you don't get in quick enough, you might miss out and not have a transponder. If you don't have a transponder on the day, you don't get points. You can still probably race, but you don't get points. But they want that transponder. So basically, the easiest way I did it was for $121, you get the transponder and a 12-month subscription. So you go to a website called My Laps, go to the store. From the store, go down till you find the MX transponder. I have circled it. From there, basically you scroll down. Once you click on that, it'll ask you for a subscription. You basically then choose 12, 24, or I think it's 5 year, whatever it is. Each year that you go up, if you go multiple years, you get a discount. So for me, I did a 2-year one because I knew I'd be racing at least 2 years. My brother went a 12-month one, which was $121 plus delivery. So once you've got that then attaches to your bike. When he gets his and I set his up, I'll do a video on that because they can be a little bit funny. And obviously then the bonus of that is you've always got it. It's always charged. You know, I put it on my bike the night before generally, and I always take the charger with me just in case. So it's the last thing I want to forget for on race day. And the other thing I want to quickly talk about is once you've got all these 4 things, there's obviously still you need numbers. Once you've got your numbers for your bike, they go on the side panels and on the front plate to match what your race number is, as well as you have to have one on the back of your jersey. It can be anything from the iron-on ones to the printed-on graphics to anything, so long as it's a legible number so they can see you from behind and read your number just in case. So something to think about there as well. So once you've got those things and you're ready for racing, you need to go onto a site for down here anyway, for Victoria and probably other places in Australia that use cloud entries. It's an online, what do you call it? An online page called Cloud Entries. And anyway, I can't think of the technical name for it, so I'm not going to get it to you. It is Cloud Entries. Find that. Basically, once you go on there, create a log on if you haven't already got one. So for the Western regions and the Vics and a few other events throughout Victoria and things like that and other places, basically you click on the event. So once you've logged on, you've got all that good stuff going, go to the calendar or the events page. There's a couple of different ways of getting to it. Once you've got to that point, guys, you then need to click on the actual the calendar date. It'll show you. Click on that. It'll tell you when it's open to apply to enter the event, when it closes, when the event is. The supplementary regulations will be on there as well for the event, detailing when, where, what, all that information you need, and the contact details of anyone if you need any more clarification. So once you're in there, basically it'll ask for who you are, what you're racing, what class, your transponder number, your license number, and all that sort of stuff. You fill out all those fields, you go through it all. If you've got any sponsors or any whatever, all good, that all goes in, your race number, etc. Once you've filled out all those fields, you then basically click submit. You sign an online form, so you tick it and agree to the fact that you're racing motocross and it is a dangerous sport. From there, it'll go to your little checkout up the top, and it'll ask you to check out now or check out later. They use PayPal for this, which is a good way of doing it because at least you know it's secure. And depending on what you're racing, class-wise, etc., it'll give you that option to pay and check out. So once you've checked out, that's then your entry is in. Generally, you can cancel and go in other ways and cancel that if you change your mind or something happens or you get injured prior to. But normally within a week, they cut off the entry list. They also put up a little list at the top. If you go back to the first page and go to that actual the race, for example, it has view attendees, so you can actually go back and see who else has entered the event. Some of them have late entries. They might charge you a little bit extra for a late entry as well. prior to via cloud entries, because it obviously changes printing and things of booklets and whatever else. So I know that was just a little explanation. I hope it makes a bit of sense for anyone that hasn't done this before. And like I said, just going through it with my brother it just reminded me of how many little things there are to get started prior to. And obviously it's probably getting a bit close to the start of the season now, but it doesn't matter. If you're not going to race round one or you're doing the VIX, you've got a bit more time. And even if now you've possibly got enough time to get some of this stuff sorted. But anyway, just a little bit of an insight into getting started, guys. So hopefully that helps some of you and helps someone, or you can pass it on. I will try and find someone to do a juniors one, because again, I don't know that much about the junior side of stuff. It's a little bit different. I started at age 30, not at age 8 or 7, so a little bit different for me. Anyway, enjoy. Let's get into the rest of this episode. Cool. Alright, my bike for 17 is still my 2015 CRF 450R, running a full T6 Pro Circuit exhaust system. Just had the top end rebuilt and freshened up by Tim Vare from 811 Racing. While it was there, had the airbox mod done as well, just to get that breather hose out and get the actual bike breathing a little bit better as well. Suspension set up by Timmy as well from 811. Changed a few things, some different settings, put a lowering link on the rear, dropped 5mm off the rear subframe to get it handling a little bit nicer. So got ODI half waffle grips on the handlebars, nice soft ones, really happy with those so far. Some bling bits and pieces, an RK520 MXU chain, Super Sprox rear sprocket, 49 tooth, which will last most of the year. Running Dunlop MX3S tyres again for this year. My graphics again supplied by TCF, great products, check them out. Steg pegs and a top line gripper seat cover, guys. So that's it. Bike's running really well so far this season. Really happy with the changes to the suspension. So yeah, check them out. Alright guys, so that was episode 8. I hope you enjoyed the getting started, my bike, I know it was only brief, and the lap of Warrnambool. So that lap of Warrnambool was taken from the Come and Try Day down there. I will have some footage from the Come and Try Day next episode. I'll also have a little bit of footage from a little bit of a practice me and Peter Phillips had down at Bacchus Marsh. We had some pretty cool footage from there of us just mucking around and trying some different things with the camera. So I have a little bit of footage from that, and may have some other bits and pieces that I'm going out to do something tomorrow that could be really, really cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little bit nervous, but should be fun. And I'll have some footage for that, either the next episode or the episode after. Coming up in the next couple of weeks. So in 2 weeks' time from this episode dropping, we have the Western Region Series starts, the round 1 at Warrnambool. It's on the 5th of March, Sunday the 5th of March. And then round 2 on the 9th of March, which is pretty sure it's Ararat. Anyway, so for those guys, yeah, got a couple of events coming up in the near future before the Vic start of April. If you're ever at those races and you want to come and have a yak or do an interview with me or just whatever, or have a chat, I'm more than happy. I'm always around doing something. Come up and say good day. I'll be heading down on Saturday night to set up and get ready for Sunday. So anyway, that's episode 8, guys. Look forward to seeing you in episode 9 and enjoy and stay upright. Cheers. Motocross from the MV what's that thing called? Internet page. So let's start again.